Officials in New Orleans are installing more substantial barriers along Bourbon Street today. It's reopened this afternoon after yesterday's attack where a man drove a pickup truck through a New Year celebration, killing 14 people and injuring dozens more. Thank you for joining us. I'm China Green. Investigators say this morning that the attack was inspired by ISIS, and they believe right now that he acted alone. They're calling the attack an act of terror and are still working to determine a motive. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest from New Orleans.
Well, we are learning a lot more about the investigation, what the FBI, what local law enforcement and officials here in Louisiana know about the attack and how they're going to move forward. And let's start with that point. The FBI has released the crime scene, Bourbon Street, just behind us here. The city moving in heavy barricades and plans to reopen Bourbon Street to pedestrian traffic before the kickoff of the postponed Sugar Bowl this afternoon here. So they are moving forward with that as they continue to piece together information about this attack. Some key points from the FBI today. They say that this attack was, and I'm quoting here, 100% inspired by ISIS, and they do say that it was carried out entirely by the suspect, that he had no help. Shamsuddin Jabbar, 42-year-old Army veteran, carried this out explicitly on his own after posting 5 videos to social media proclaiming his allegiance to ISIS, his intent to do harm. He initially, in one of the videos, said that he had planned to attack family and friends, but that wouldn't garner enough attention in the media, so that's when he chose to target New Orleans. There was some discussion about whether this attack was linked to the explosion of a Cybertruck outside of the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. What the FBI is saying at this point is that right now, and they stress right now in the investigation, they see no link between the two attacks, and so those are not combined. Now, as I talked about, there will be the Sugar Bowl here this afternoon. The governor of the state saying with an expanded security perimeter around the Superdome with stepped up officers on the ground, bomb-sniffing dogs, and everything that's been moved in after this attack. He believes that New Orleans, this area specifically near the Superdome and the French Quarter, may be one of the safest places in the world right now. That's the latest from here in New Orleans. I'm Jay Gray, NBC News.
And as Jay mentioned, security at the Superdome is being ramped up ahead of the Sugar Bowl this afternoon in response to that attack. That increase includes added drones and added police and shared patrols. The college football playoff game between Georgia and Notre Dame is now expected to kick off at 1 p.m. our time after being postponed yesterday. The security level for this afternoon's game will be similar to that of the upcoming Super Bowl, which the city will host on February 9th. Meanwhile, officials have identified the person who died when a Cybertruck full of explosives blew up in front of the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas yesterday. 2 officials told the Associated Press that the man inside the truck was Matthew Livelsberger, an active duty U.S. Army soldier and member of the Green Berets. He served in the Army since 2006 and was on approved leave when he died. Investigators also say that he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound before the explosion.
We also discovered through the coroner's office that the individual had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the vehicle. The question is, was the gunshot self-inflicted? And we do believe it was, since he was the only person in the vehicle, and it occurred immediately prior to the vehicle blowing up.
7 people suffered minor injuries from the explosions. Officials in Colorado say they are currently searching a home in Colorado Springs in relation to this attack. We'll continue to follow developments in the attacks in New Orleans and Las Vegas. Look for those updates here and online at KHW.com. All right, we're taking a quick break from the headlines to take a step outside, courtesy of our reserve golf course sky cam. Looks pretty, well, Pacific Northwesty out there. Clouds, rain. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not the meteorologist. You put it in the meteorological terms.
It's gorgeous. Well, you know, it depends on your perspective, right? Everybody has this solid rain out there at noon. Good afternoon to you. The moisture flow, if you look back here, is impressive. All of this is still coming in, and we're right in the middle of steady rain up and down the west side of Oregon, extending up into Washington. We've got snow levels holding just above mountain passes up in the Cascades. And there are some heavier rain pockets around. You can see the yellow and the oranges now starting to come through the region. Here's a look in Lincoln City, our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera. It's all cloudy there. Temperatures at the beach have been warmer than the valley, running at 51. Look how low the clouds are. This is from the hill at Willamette Valley Vineyards, just south of Salem in Turner. Very overcast, very wet indeed. I mentioned snowing, sticking just above the passes, but it's close. Government Camp is at 33 degrees. Willamette Pass is at 34. Check conditions if you're going to be traveling up there. I don't see much change between now and 4 or 5 o'clock. For the most part, the rain is steady. Sticking snow near to above Cascade passes, and temperatures here in Portland will be holding steady in the low 40s. Your complete forecast, we have a couple more waves of rain yet to come. That's ahead in my 7-day.
Thank you, Rod. In local headlines this afternoon, police in Wilsonville are trying to figure out how a woman ended up dead inside an RV on New Year's Eve. The woman was found inside the RV at Southwest Nike Drive and Boonesbury Road around 7 o'clock Tuesday night. A 911 caller reported finding her unresponsive. Police say her death is considered suspicious. The woman has not yet been identified. Right now, members of the new mayor, Keith Wilson, and 12 council members are holding their first city council meeting, marking a big shift in how the city is run. Our Evan Watson spoke with Wilson and a few of the new council members about this fresh start.
Voters approved sweeping changes 2 years ago, bringing Portland ranked choice voting, geographic districts, and 12 council members instead of 4. The city is now starting the new year with a new council manager model of government, where a city administrator and 6 deputies will oversee departments and bureaus.
I think we're going to start the budget process early. We're not going to wait for the mayor to hand something off. I think we're going to start our own process.
New Portland City Council member Olivia Clark says there's no time to waste. Portland has a new model of government, new leadership, even a renovated city hall.
The mayor plans to bring a lot of actions to us right away as well. He's told us that. He's not going to wait around.
January 1st marks the start of a new era with high expectations. Council members will need to quickly figure out how this is all going to work before addressing their priorities.
We need to end unsheltered homelessness. We also need to make sure that we're paying attention to where those folks are who are living on the streets today, 10 and 20 years from now.
We need more community safety. We need a feeling that we are safe. We are so far behind in the number of police officers that we have in the force.
Mayor Keith Wilson has promised big results in his first year in office.
The collaboration and coordination with our council is key. We have 12 wonderful leaders. I'll be that 13th, and the 13 of us are going to work to care for all Portlanders.
Evan Watson, KGW News.
The council will elect a president and vice president during today's meeting. Our Blair Best is following the meeting as we speak, and we'll have an in-depth report from her on KGW News at 4. In the meantime, Aetna and Providence failed to reach a new deal, leaving around 9,000 patients in limbo. The contract expired at the end of the year. For patients insured with Aetna, Providence will now be out of network and cost substantially more. Both sides are blaming the other. Arjun Adams is working on this story, and we'll have much more coming up on the News at 4 as well. Northwest Natural is proposing a nearly 6% rate hike for Oregon customers that, if approved, would start in November of this year. The company is requesting just over 5.7% increase to base rates. Northwest Natural estimates the increase would generate about $59.4 million in revenue. The company says the revised rates would cover rising operational costs, inflation, and long-term investments, among other things. In a statement, Northwest Natural says rate increases are an essential part of providing safe, reliable service that can keep up growing demand for natural gas in the region. All rate requests are reviewed and approved by the Oregon Public Utility Commission. If approved, the new rates will go into effect again November 1st. An Arizona vacation home management company is set to buy Portland-based Vacasa and take the company private. Phoenix-based Casago agreed to purchase all outstanding Vacasa shares for just over $5 a share. Vacasa says it expects to close the deal by the middle of the year. In Washington, thousands of Amazon workers head back to the office full-time. The company is reverting to its pre-pandemic policy. Corporate employees will be required to be in the office 5 days a week. Amazon is the largest employer in Washington, with about 65,000 people working the Seattle area.